Welcome back to another episode of Footy for Real, and round 6 and the first ever Indigenous round for the NRLW competition is complete, and lots has been happening and the ladder's tightening, Mads.
Yeah, it is, and the for and against. Anything can happen in this game, and I'm so excited for it. Every week's so different, and you need to be on your best game.
You do, and we'll talk about that ladder in a moment, but I thought it'd be a good way to kick off this one is to talk about the Dally M leaderboard at the moment. So after round 5, the Dally M voting has gone behind closed doors, and the current leader, and she's so informed, so it just makes sense. She's yet to win a Dally M, which is really surprising, by Isabel Kelly. She's out on her own on 23 points at the moment. Do you think she gets it, Mads?
Yeah, look, with the form she's playing, she's so consistent each week, and I think, she's a good chance to get in it, and I don't think anyone can catch her. Obviously, there's Jessie Southwell there underneath her, but I think every game you know what she's going to give you. Her team's 100%. And if you give her ball in space, she's either scoring a try or setting up a try assist. So she's in great form. And like you said, she hasn't got a Daily M yet. So I think that's on her bingo card to get it. So, I'm sure she will get it and she deserves it.
It's probably the only thing she hasn't got in her cabinet. But Jessie Southwell, as you said, behind her on 17 points. Julia Robinson, who's moved from the wing to the centre this year for the Broncos, is on 16 points. Ja'Kiah Whitfield, gone to that new position at the back for the Cowboys, she's on 15 points, and Rachel Pearson from the Parramatta Eels on 13. I just don't think that anyone catches Isabel Kelly because, as you said, she's a player who's so consistent. So she's probably going to pick up points every game.
Yeah, definitely. And with the team they're playing, obviously the Roosters are fantastic all along players. So I think they're just going to be hard to beat, and they're looking like that way too.
They certainly are. Let's get straight into it though, because it was a big round of footy, and nothing more important than Maddie starting back in the NRLW. You've done a lot in rugby league, Mads, but how did this one feel?
Nah, this felt very, very special. Obviously, I was replacing Racine with the suspension, but I literally, it was a weight off my shoulders. I've been trying so hard and working on my game, and I just, when I got the call up, I obviously was in a lot of tears and I'm very emotional, but I've gone through a lot, and to just get back there and on the big stage, I was very grateful, and obviously we didn't get the win, but in Indigenous round, it was a very big week as well, and we're very, very, very proud of that, and I'm just happy I was back out there, and hopefully I did my role enough, and did everyone proud.
Did not look out of place at all, Mads. You were great.
Thank you.
20-6 though, my Sharkies got up.
He's got us. He's got us. I'll give you that.
We'll start with the Dragons. Obviously, a few of their star players out. As you said, Racine McGregor, Tegan Berry, Nita Maynard, which is quite hard. That's a lot of your spine there. And Margot Vella, who the week before had done her ACL after playing an unreal game in place of Tegan Berry. Tell us your thoughts, though, on those Dragons.
Yeah, look, we had a lot of players out, but we knew what we had to do and who we were facing up against. And we didn't come out of the blocks far enough. We started too slow, and we couldn't get out of our own end for that first half pretty much. And then towards the 10 minutes of the first half, we started getting a roll on. But, obviously, we probably needed a little bit more experience to help us a bit around out there. But we came out in the second half, and obviously those 2 quick tries in the first half, I think, hurt us the most. So then we're just trying to get on the back of that. But, our possession, we tried to get out of our own half, and we struggled a bit. But then there's some positive things out there as well, and we can take that away as well. But, hopefully with Tegan Berry, Nita Maynard and Racine back. Oh, well, Nita's out for a couple of weeks, but with Racine back, that will help as well.
Yeah. Another one who really surprised me, we keep talking about these rookies who, are just popping out. It seems like they're popping up out of nowhere. And Dragons have been blessed, as we've spoken about before, Mads, with the crop that they've had come through, all these young girls who played Steelers together, who now have gone on to play NRLW. And another one of those is Maria Paseka. She scored a try, probably ran 70. She was like lightning.
Yeah, she's unreal. She's an awesome chick, and once you give her that space, she's gone, and she showed that on the weekend, and she's very strong for these young girls coming through. And we had 2 debutantes, Talia O'Brien and Tori Shipman. So they did a fantastic job for when we had the injuries out as well. So very proud of all those 3 girls because they played the New South Wales Origin as well. And to play alongside these girls now with Casey Ray as a halfback, and I was coaching her with New South Wales Origin. So they're fantastic young girls and they have so much potential. And very proud. But Tori Shipman out of hooker as well, when she came on, she made a difference, and her service and everything's so clinical. So they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, definitely some positive signs for the Dragons. But let's talk about the Sharkies. Too good on the weekend at Jubilee. But, no Tiana Penatani. Coach Tony Herman actually put it to the team and said, T gets us out of trouble. She probably makes 200 metres a game for us. And with that, Anessa Biddle went perfect. She ran for 235 metres, despite being in the bin for 10 minutes after a shot on the one and only Maddie Sutton.
She got me good there. The shot was fine. There was no head high or anything. I was absolutely winded and I couldn't get my breath. Quincy Dodd was like, "Mads, are you right?" And I was like, "I can't talk." But I was just winded, and all sweet from Nessa Biddle. That was just a perfect tackle, coming in hard as, and she's one person is so hard to stop, and I think she stood up for you girls, and obviously Tony wanted that, and she was one hard thing to tackle, that's for sure.
Yeah, she was great, and so were both of our wingers, in Cassie Staples and Georgia Ravix, who both got try doubles.
Yeah.
All thanks to Emma Veron, though, who has been in fine form this year. We've talked about a lot of the older girls who are, just getting better with age. You included, Mads, young at heart. But yeah, she scored another try. She had 3 try assists.
Yeah.
Like, she's just flying at the moment.
Yeah, she's awesome, and everywhere the ball goes, she's everywhere where the ball goes. So we knew she was going to be obviously a target we had to hold up, and her and Dottie was obviously wherever they are, they're going to be clinical with the ball. And Emma was just too good with the ball, and she roams around the ruck so well. So she's played another awesome game.
Yeah, she was great, and I could sit here and talk about the Sharkies forever, so I won't.
Well done. I'll give you that win.
Got the one up on Footy for Real podcast at the moment. I do, and I didn't even play, so perfect. Moving on though, the Knights v Tigers. Yep. The score was 30-6 to the Knights. I don't think there was any surprises here.
No. Knights are in really good form. I think each week they're really understanding how they're playing now, and they're clicking together as a team out on the field, and they look really good. Like, their attack looked really smooth, and I think Jessie Southwell is just obviously controlling this game management. Her kicking game's fantastic, and the Tigers, it was a bit hard for them. Yeah,
it was, but Again, I sound like a broken record on this. I wonder if people actually watch this and go, "Oh my God, Jada, you said this last week." So maybe I just know what I'm talking about. But we keep being impressed by this rookie winger, Caitlin Turnbull. This week, it wasn't a flashy try or anything like that, or a mad try celebration like she did with the ball running into something. But this one was a try-saving tackle, and not many people stopped Yasmin Clydesdale that close to the line. Really impressed by just sheer determination and a good tackle from a winger.
Yeah, definitely. It's just effort, and there's those effort players. Even when she has the ball, it's always effort with her, and her try scorings are effort. So now she's doing try savers, and that was fantastic because, like you said, no one stopped Yazzie when she's make a line break. No one's stopping her, but Caitlin Turnbull is.
Yeah, I know. Very impressive. But not only their winger, I thought it was a huge game from veteran front rower, Sala Togatuki, 150 run meters, 5 tackle breaks, a line break, 23 tackles, no misses. That's a big game experience player there. Yeah,
massive. She steps up, and she always steps up in every game, and she held that middle, and she did the best for her team that she could, and definitely pays off because I know she's a hardworking chick, and she is unstoppable. Another one that's really hard to tackle as well.
Yeah, crazy. She's one of those people who I was at the Roosters with her in 2022, and she's one of those players where at training she doesn't know what 50% is or anything like that. She's 100 or nothing, and she's great. Got good feet for a big girl too.
Yeah, definitely.
Very impressive. I also thought we talked about her in, I think, episode 1 of Footy for Real, talking about players to watch and stuff like that. Jade Fanua off the bench, she's impressive. I'm liking what she's doing.
Yeah.
She, again, the same. We've seen her in the halves and stuff before at Eels, I think. So to see her like ability to ball play, to run hard, she's a great player.
Yeah, she's a good utility. She can go anywhere and do the job for her team. So, yeah, she's a strong player. I remember when I was at Sharks and she played against us, and she's a hard runner. She just runs hard and full point. And then, yes, she's coming through very good. And I think the more experience she gets, she's going to be the better for Tigers.
Yeah, yep, I agree. Moving on to the Knights, though. Sienna Yeo, first NRLW try. I keep saying the word impressive, so I'm going to try and stop myself because it's annoying. But I thought she was unreal. Her leg speed, that's what you want out of middles. Yes, you've got middles who can be big and strong and try and barge over and stuff like that. But if you've got a middle who's got a good work rate and got good leg speed, they're worth just as much. So I thought she was really impressive. Fun fact about her is she's actually Isaiah Yeo's cousin.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that's a nice little NRLW, NRL crossover there as well. But, yeah, she was great. Unfortunately, Jessie Southwell's record-breaking kicking streak comes to an end. I think it was about 23 in the end.
Yeah, I think it was 23, yep.
Yep, but Sheridan Gallagher scored out wide. Jessie, if you wanted to keep it alive, you should have just played back on the in. But, yeah, no. Again, Jessie looked great with the ball, but yeah, sad to see that kicking streak come to an end.
I know, it's quite exciting. She's unbelievable. And I think she was, even her last kicker, I think she was a bit dirty on missing that one as well. So as kickers, we take it personal, and I know she's not going to miss many this year because she's in a great form. And with Sheridan Gallagher, she's unreal. She's been her out of yardage coming out of carries is unreal. So her strength and then finished tries are fantastic too. They're looking strong.
She looks so fit this year as well. And when I sort of said it,
soccer.
Yeah, she went back and played the A-League soccer season, which was so funny because I've seen these highlights pop up on my Instagram feed and stuff of her getting red carded, and I'm like, she's been at rugby league for too long now. Went back over and she's taken people's heads off and stuff. So it's great to see her back in great form again. We know she's a try-scoring machine, but as you said, coming in for those tough carries that no one wants is always what you want from your winger. They were great. Even McEwen, you had her at 19's Origin, very mobile back rower, fast as. She's shown that on the weekend when she scored a try-double as well. She's quick. She's got good footwork. She's strong in defence. She's coming back off a suspension, so she would have been happy to get over for a couple.
Yeah, she runs those lines very hard and she knows who she's targeting at, and that try was just all effort going sprinting to that line. She's seen that try line and she's like, I'm scoring. So she's very she's a confident player, and she has very good leadership as well. She knows what she's talking about, and if her team's down, she'll give it a nice spray. But she's going to be unreal in a couple more years, especially if she's looking like this already.
Yeah, I agree. And 5 on the trot for the Knights. They are looking good. Bulldogs versus Warriors were next. 34-6, the Warriors won. This one, I don't know. I just feel like the Bulldogs at the moment, they're very unpredictable. They're not the Bulldogs that in round 1 beat the Knights, who have now gone 5 in a row. It's their first season in the NRLW, but I think they won't be too happy with the up-down sort of go at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing because they're looking like a hard team to stop. Like that forward pack that they have. I know they've had some outs of the injuries and suspensions, bit of moving around in the middle, but I don't know what's happening with them at the moment. And the Warriors, they came out firing, and I wasn't expecting that much of a big scoreline, but they did great. And obviously Bulldogs middle, Hopewadi. She's been going unreal, so hard to stop.
And we were expecting her to stand up after winning a premiership last year. She scored a great little barge over try. She's so strong, and for the listeners, Pani Hopewadi, yes, famous last name. She is Dr. Hopper's daughter. She, again, like him, very strong middle. They have lost I know a couple of their girls got dropped to Harvey Norman. I think they had Tegan back, which was good for them. But, it's looking a little bit worrying at the moment for the Dogs, and nothing more worrying than probably losing their skipper Taylor Preston, who we think has to go for scans on that leg.
Going for scans, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be a huge loss for them. But as you said, the Warriors just too good. Peyton Takimoana, the winger, she keeps scoring tries.
Yeah.
Got to put yourself in the right position to score, though. She's quick as. And again, Jada, shut up. But Patricia Maliepo, she is a freak.
Yeah, she's
Sorry,
unreal.
New Zealand rugby. She is not coming back.
Yeah, no, she's been fantastic. And she's the difference in this Warriors team. You just need to give her the ball. And she's just have so much freedom out there at the moment. I think no one's putting line speed pressure on her. And she's just having fun like she's having a backyard footy session out there. And, yeah, she's fantastic. She's hard runner. She just does anything. And you got to know what she's going to do. And the Warriors are just loving it.
Yeah, and like you said, she's unpredictable. At the moment, she looks like she's playing backyard footy.
Yeah.
And you said loving it, and I would be loving it too if I scored 2 tries and
in one game.
kicked 4 conversions, a penalty goal. So, yeah, really, really cool to see a Union convert come over and actually just kick ass in a position like the halves where we know how technical our game can be.
Yeah.
And you would know better than anyone in the halves that it's not easy.
No.
But at the moment, she just looks like she's playing with so much freedom. Someone else I wanted to touch on, Tyra Watete.
Mm-hmm.
She scored 2 tries. I think it was her first NRLW try. I believe she debuted the week before.
Last week, yep.
So to get 2 tries is pretty awesome as well.
And she never gave up on those tries. Like the one that Emily Curtin did a little grubber, you thought it was going to go dead. The Bulldogs winger thought it was going to go dead as well, and left that. And she's just all effort, and just got there. And then the last try, like jumping up in the over the winger and scoring it. So I think, yeah, you can't go asleep on those last tackle options.
Yeah, no, they definitely that try from Tyshaw, that was a great try. But yeah, moving on, Titans versus Roosters. Roosters proving they're at the top of the table for a reason with a convincing win over the Titans. It was 24-8. Titans, a big blow though. They lost Jamie Chapman. It looked like a pretty nasty injury. Did you see that one?
Yeah, her ankle got stuck underneath, and Amber Hall, and I think obviously it didn't look pretty, but yeah, hopefully Jamie Chapman's okay, and hopefully it's not a long-term injury. But yeah, her foot just got in the wrong way and it just got stuck underneath there. So
yeah, the way teams try to play the Roosters is you want to start fast, you want to start good, and try to keep the Roosters out of the game.
Yeah.
You don't want them to grow in confidence. And I actually thought with Pauline Pilier-Rasambale going over first, I thought they might be in here. They might be able to hold them out and that sort of stuff. But the Roosters, just too good.
They're too good, and they're looking like a team even more now. Like Taryn Aiken back in there, controlling the game. Corbin Baxter at the back. Like she's, going unreal. And there's too much strength in the team. There's just everywhere. Every player, like Keely Davis going over the try line, and she's controlling the game in the middle with Koenig. Like everywhere on the field, they just got someone that can step up and control the game.
They do, and I will talk about the Roosters in a second, but I think some highlights for the Titans is Phoenix Rain Hippie with a try on debut. I thought that was a really good moment in Indigenous round. Like, it just was the perfect sort of moment. The way they scored that try where they threw the ball back in, I think it was Georgia Gray on the edge, threw it back in. I thought, wow. One of those ones where you go, holy dooly, is it a try, is it not?
Yeah.
And, no, that was good. And you can't fault Georgia Hale's effort ever. She had 61 tackles, 20 more than anyone else on the paddock.
Yeah.
And I just think when your leader's doing that sort of stuff, you want to stand up for them. And
for sure.
she's doing it week in, week out. I think she broke the record, her own record, a couple of weeks ago when she made 63 tackles. So to consistently be making that many tackles, playing that many minutes in the middle is crazy.
Yeah. And I think these are the players you want in your team. And obviously they're not having a good run at the moment, the Titans, but in a losing team, she's the one that's stamping up. And obviously maybe fans in that don't see the hard work that some of these girls do. And it's good to be like, these players need the appreciation that they are working hard, and she will do anything for this team. And that's a player that you want to play behind.
Yeah, but these Roosters, gosh.
Unstoppable.
The win on the weekend means that they currently have the longest NRLW winning streak in history. Who is it going to be that knocks them off this winning streak? Do you have someone in mind?
Oh, look, I thought Broncos. Like, I really thought Broncos, and they're looking unreal too. But I think that's going to be the matchup. And I don't know, they're unstoppable, and they beat the Broncos too. So I think, like you said earlier, teams need to keep them out of their own end, and they need to keep them off the ball. So as much as you give them the ball, they're going to take that advantage and they're going to do hard things to you. So obviously they're looking in good form, but it's getting close to the finals, and we know Roosters in the final series have had a bit of disappointing ends. But I don't know, I don't know who it's going to be. But yeah.
My call is the Sharks. Of
Sharkies.
course.
Could get them.
But yeah, no, I think
Did
they're
last
so good at the moment. Olivia Koenig, the reigning Dally M medalist, moved to lock. It's just proving too good that it opens up how they play footy. She's quite deceptive with the ball. Previous years, we saw her playing at the edge back row where she was still playing. They were playing block shapes off her all the time, that sort of stuff. And it's just unstoppable because you think someone so strong and powerful shouldn't be able to throw the ball like that or move like that. And she was great again on the weekend. Another thing I want to mention about Koenig is she was a big part of their Indigenous round jersey.
Yep.
A lot of us got a text off Koenig to say, oh, can we use your totems? We want to make a really cool Indigenous round jersey. And beautiful. I thought that's so sweet to honour, the past, I guess, as well as the present. And I thought their Indigenous round jersey looked pretty smick too.
Yeah. That looked awesome. That's really touching as well. And obviously she's leading that way in the lock, and she's playing that lock role the perfect way that a lock should be playing in the women's game. So she's another half, which is hard to stop. You don't know what she's going to do. She has that running game. She has that physique to obviously run hard and step someone, and then passing game and short and out the back to their halves. So it's very hard to stop. And I think that's another player, if you give her too much space and time, she will make it hard for you.
Yeah, she certainly will. And I think the scariest part for these Chookies is their mentality. I watched the post-match press conference with John Strange, and Olivia Koenig was in there as well. And they talked about just getting better each week. And I think that's frightening for the comp. If they want to keep getting better, that will, certainly throw some spanner in the works. Raiders v Broncos was next. This game surprised me. Yes, the Broncos came away with a 44-28 scoreline, but it doesn't depict just how close the Raiders got to them. At one point, it was 26-22. The Broncos were leading. So it was a fast start for the Bronx. Yep. They were out 20-0, but the Raiders did fight back. I thought Zahara Temada, she looked great. We saw her have that hemi injury or whatever it was earlier in the year, and to see her come back and play really good was, I love Z. She's a great human. So to see her get a try assist, she's back to being Z.
Yeah, she played a really good game, and I think she led those Raiders back up in their attack. And I think that first try that Z scored, it was a nice little wraparound from her second rower, and she just seen that space and she took it on. But they looked much better in attack this week. They did. I know their score probably doesn't show it, but for them to come back from 22-0 and put 22 points on, I think it was a great credit to the Raiders. And the the Broncos won't be happy with that, letting that many tries in, especially having an early start, her early lead. I thought 20-0, they were just going to run away with it. I was I was a bit worried for the Raiders, but credit to them, they stuck into it, and then they came back out hard and got all those tries, and it just shows what it meant as well. I think Sete with that rake.
Oh my God.
Effort play.
Teams need to be on high alert for this. I'm calling it out right now. We played with her at the Sharks, obviously, and Sete has this rake in her, this one-on-one strip that she does, and she's so good at it. She's tiny.
Yeah.
She's so little, and
Sneaky.
Kerry Johnson, next time you run at Sete, you want to make sure that you wrap that ball up. But yeah, that was a good little try, I thought. But you're right. The Raiders, I feel like in the preseason or before the season started, I definitely thought the Raiders would be a strong team, a contender even. But then obviously with the slow start they've had, it's impossible to get back up there from here. But we know that. They would know that. Yep. And to come out fighting and throwing fists, I thought it was really, really good from them. Not good enough. They didn't get the win, which they won't be happy with that either. No one's content with losing, but just not losing terribly. Everyone plays this game to win, so I think they'll still be filthy at that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think especially on their home soil, I think they're very disappointed, and I know their coach won't be happy with some of the Broncos' tries because I think it looked a bit. They were falling off tackles, and I think there was 4 players around the last try, and they all just fell off her. So I know they'll be disappointed, but there's positive things to take out of that game, especially against a quality team like Broncos.
Yeah, they are a quality team. They're second on the ladder for a reason. But someone I want to touch on, Julia Robinson. Oh my God, she is a freak. 302 run meters, a try where she ran 70, 21 carries, 14 tackle breaks. Like those statistics, yes, we expect it from, I guess, someone like Isabel Kelly as well, but those sort of numbers people should not be getting in a game.
It's crazy. She is in good form. And I think that try, I think she was surprised when she went for that intercept. She obviously hit the ball and jumped up and she caught it. She was like, oh, see the try line. So, yeah, she's in great form and she's another one to hard to stop. And she puts her hand up for the team. The coach always wants that. And she's the one that will do it. And she's showing it in the stats and even out on the field. So
incredibly strong and making it hard for selectors at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's so many good centres in the game at the moment. Tiana Penatani, Jess Surgis, Isabel Kelly, Julia Robinson. There's freaks across the park. And I know I just talked about the Roosters and the Sharks. I'm biased. We know this. But, yeah, no, very impressive from Julia. We spoke earlier in the year about how their team was going to have a little bit of a shake-up with Tamika. Obviously, Hayley Maddie moved to the wing. She got a nice little try-double very early in the game. But, yeah, it hasn't seemed to – like, I thought Hayley Maddie she could have kicked up a stink. You know, she was in great form last year where she had the most try assists. And then for this year to be shifted to the wing, you know, I thought, yeah, maybe she might not be happy, but – When it's a player like Tamika Upton coming, of course you're going to be happy because you're going to be scoring points. So, it's proved to be quite well and work quite well. Julia Robinson, obviously, as we just spoke about, coming into the centres. Mele Hufanga looked strong again on the weekend. So, it seems like it's starting to click for the Broncos. I think they've just got to get rid of these errors. They let the Raiders back into the game. Too many errors.
Yeah, I agree on that. And with Hayley Maddie, she's an awesome chick and she would have been happy to play anywhere on that team, and her and Tamika are best mates. So I think when you know you have Tamika coming in your side, you know you're going to be scoring tries. So as long as you're scoring tries off Tamika, she'll be stoked. But, yeah, they're looking more connected now. Ali Bringershaw is connecting with Tamika Upton at the back, and you can see Tamika's talking to her a lot. So Gail Broughton with the ball. They're nice little on the wing, throwing the long ball and scoring herself. But they're looking connected, which is scary as well for the comp.
Yeah, I tell you what is scary as well is Shalom Sauso, is that how you say it? Beat 5 to score under the sticks. Again, another young gun who, I don't know, I don't even think is she 19? I think
she played in the Origin Queensland team. She came off the bench there, and she's a fantastic young chick coming through the ranks, and she's going to be hard to stop. The first couple of games she obviously debuted for the Broncos. Didn't do as much damaging, but now, watch out.
Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
And I had watched her play for the Queensland Reds in the Super W, the rugby competition, and I thought, oh my God, she's so young, she's a freak. There's a couple of young ones who are killing it over there. And she's come and she's just matched it with the women. Gosh, she's like a little bulldog. She just put her head down and she would not be stopped. She just went bang, bang, footwork, under the sticks, big smile on her face, got up, threw the ball. Awesome.
Very skillful for, I think she sometimes has played in the halves as well, once they need them. And lock in the middle as well. Footwork, speed and skill, hard to stop.
Very hard to stop, and a player for the future. Eels versus Cowboys wrapped us up for round 6. The score was 14-10 to the Cowboys. This was a very tight one. It was so tight that it was 0-0 till 5 minutes before halftime when Ruben Charrington went over. I actually will talk about Ruben Charrington. She has been very good this year. She obviously got injured previously. I think she done like her ankle or syndesmosis or something like that. And this year her running game has been unbelievable. She's got that 9 on her back with Tanika Todd-Hunter coming off the bench now, whereas previously I think they swapped that. But yeah, I've been really impressed with her work ethic at the moment.
Yeah, she's been really good for Eels out of the hooker. So, and she knows when to run, and she picked it for their first try, and it showed strength in that try as well. She had to do a fair bit of work out of hooker there, and she's been playing very well, and she hits out a fair few minutes, and she's directing around that middle pack as well. So, yeah, credit to her.
I won't lie, I was a little bit worried for the Eels when they had no Cassie Tohihiku or Rory Owen. Obviously, 2 huge losses playing next to each other as well. So, I thought it was going to be a rough trot for them. But I thought their 2 fronties, Elsie Albert and Brianna Eels, stood up. Both ran for over 150 metres. Elsie Albert, oh my God. That hit on Lily Peacock. Poor Lily Peacock, honestly. There's a few people you don't want to be hit by in the NRLW.
I know,
Maddie Sutton's got one to share because on the weekend, Anessa Biddle, absolutely.
Yeah, she got me good. I felt that, but good hits. And you don't want to be on the back end of them, I'll tell you that.
No, but what I will say about Lily Peacock is she jumped straight back up and played the ball and got on with it. Like, such a tough young player as well. And we see it in her work ethic, and last year when she sort of looked like she come out of nowhere and she killed it for the Cowboys. So, not all bad news for her. She looked tough when she got back up.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, this is probably something I took into account a lot too, because watching the game, you don't usually change your fullback at halftime. Crystal Blackwell was on the wing and Jakaya Whitfield at the back. At halftime, they come out and they just swapped, just a straight swap. It didn't look like any injuries or anything like that. And if it was, you obviously would have taken the person off, not just chucked them on the wing. So I thought it was a bit of a weird move. And straight away I went, oh my God, why would you do that? You don't want to disrupt the flow of the game, all that sort of stuff. Well, idiot, because prove me wrong. Crystal Blackwell immediately, straight away in that second half, set up both of the wingers. So Jakaya Whitfield, I don't know how you'd feel going from the fullback onto the wing, but she would have felt pretty happy when she went over for a try. So I thought the long ball that she threw on the other side was a great one.
Was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful ball. So honestly, I know it's not my call, but I would play Jakaya Whitfield. We know we've got a great work ethic. I think she can do that and she can roam from the wing. I just think Crystal Blackwell, her ball playing ability is just too good to have her sitting on the wing.
Yeah, Jakaya Whitfield, she's a great hard runner and she'll do that from the wing as well. So I think maybe that's what they were lacking, the get out carries from out their own end and as well. And then you put Crystal Blackwell and she has probably more of a attacking ball skill play as Jakaya Whitfield just gets a ball and she runs hard and she's hard to stop. She's so fast. But I think that's a positive thing to have in a team and for the coach to swap that and have confidence and that Crystal Blackwell just goes in there and sets up those 2 tries. It's unbelievable. And then that's nothing to take away from Jakaya Whitfield either because then she was doing those hard runs coming out and it made a difference. I think it brought more energy and then her scoring a try as well. So it's a great thing to have for Cowboys.
No, I agree. One thing though with Crystal Blackwell, did you see the challenge where there's so many inconsistencies with the play the ball challenges. Obviously when you get up and you feel like someone's foot was in the ruck or something like that, you sort of, I don't know, I just live with it. If you get up and you play the ball and it's a bit scrappy or whatever, you're not too likely to get a call from the bunker. And I was so surprised that they challenged it because just watching it, I was like, why would you challenge that? It didn't look like anyone come back through the ruck or anything. And I know on Channel 9, Ruan wasn't too happy with it, but Crystal got up and the play the ball was a mess. But they challenged it and they were successful in the challenge. It's just one of those things at the moment where you feel like teams are clutching at straws when they challenge something and go, oh, they must want to break. And then all of a sudden they win a challenge or you think it's straightforward and, a team should get the successful challenge and they don't. So, I don't really know what's going on with the bunker at the moment and I just will shut my mouth and just cop it, I think, because if I lose the challenge, I'd be a little bit embarrassed. So, good game for her. She got the calls on everything.
Yeah, exactly. Good confidence. But in that game as well, I got to talk about there's so many try savers. But for both Eels and then the Cowboys, so many try savers. So there could have been so many more tries on the field, but good effort in defence.
Yeah, nice tight scoreline there for 2 teams who are both on the up this year. At the completion of round 6, this is how the NRLW ladder looks. In first place, we've got the Sydney Roosters on 12 points, the only team still undefeated this year. In second, Broncos who are on 10 points, only having lost to the Roosters. The Newcastle Knights also on 10 points. Again, they lost to the Bulldogs, but they're 5 in a row now. Trailing them, we've got the North Queensland Cowboys, Cronulla Sharks, New Zealand Warriors, Parramatta Eels, all pretty tight there. And then on 5 points, which is pretty rare because we don't usually have draws where we've got to split the points, but the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the Gold Coast Titans. St. George Illawarra Dragons, Mads, your side, they're in 10th at the moment.
Girls, get up there.
And then the 2 winless teams in the West Tigers and Canberra Raiders round out what the ladder currently looks like. And we expect that there's going to be a bit of change in there. That's pretty tight at the moment.
Yeah, I reckon, this comp can, and we know over the couple years, the comp always changes. And I think this is the middle part of the comp that it's anyone's game. And that's where teams have to start stepping up. And I think the quality and the tightness of these games are going to get tighter. So, the ladder always moves and it's getting tight. It's getting exciting.
It certainly is. And the football is getting better because the girls are playing more.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start playing some more footy, you get some match fitness in, it starts to click. But let's preview round 7 of the NRLW. On Saturday, it's the mighty Sharks first up, taking on the Gold Coast Titans at Sharks Stadium. Tiana is back. There's whispers going around, I'm not saying anything, that Caitlin Johnston-Green will be back soon. We know she has been out with a pregnancy. Beautiful little Amara is our little mascot. But it's really, really exciting times for the Sharkies if we can welcome back her as well. But how do you see this one playing out? Because obviously I'm biased, so... We know Chapo's going to be out.
Yeah, how about when's Jada Taylor back?
Oh, secrets that cannot be told. I'm hoping soon. Yeah. I don't want to give anything away. Oh. But I'm hoping in the next week or 2.
Yeah, no, I think
this week would be great.
Yeah, sneak. But I think it'd be good. Like, look, you girls played much better on the weekend, and I think with Tiana coming back as well, Tiana and Nessa Biddle having those outside back carries, and I think if he's over 400 between them two, like that'll be crazy effort. So, like you said, if CJ is near returning, that would be exciting. But the Titans are struggling at the moment too. So I think this will be good for you girls to have that consistency and hopefully have another win. And I think, coming off the back of a great win on the weekend, I think, it gives you more confidence and, pulling it together. You look more connected in attack as well. So I think everyone did their role on the weekend. And, I think it'll be a hard one for Titans. But like you said, you've had that problem with inconsistency as well. So hopefully you girls can just keep going up.
Yeah, no, we do, Mads. And it's something we've tried to address is we don't want to be that team who can smash the weaker teams by 50 and then turn around and lose tight games by 2, which we've done this season. We don't want to keep riding that wave up and down. We want to be consistent. We want to be constant threats to the competition. And I think this one's a good test for us. Obviously had that great win on the weekend, but we can't dip here now. And the Titans are probably a team who've done that previously in 2023. They made the grand final. And then the next year they fall off. So essentially what I'm saying is we don't want to be like that. We don't want to make the grand final last year and then fall off, of being competitive. So this will be a good matchup for us. A key matchup for me is Shante Kiriaratu taking on her old team, the Gold Coast Titans. So I'm excited for Shante. I think she's just finding her voice in our team, and I've said that on here before, but she's quiet girl. And when you're in a role like the halves, that's quite hard. So, her kicking game's been very impressive. She'll want to tighten up that goal kicking a little bit after the weekend. But, she's great, and I can't wait to see her rip and tear against their old teammates.
Yeah, looking forward to that matchup. And I know, obviously, they have Jamie Chapman out now, but that's a good battle, and you always want to go up against your old team and obviously do your best roles. So, my tip's going to be Sharkies, though.
Smart lady. The Sharkies for the win. Next up, we've got the Brisbane Broncos versus the Parramatta Eels at Suncorp. I feel like the Eels at the moment aren't the Eels who started the season so strong. A couple of star losses, as we spoke about, Cassie Tohihiku, Rory Owen, but I can't see them beating the second place Broncos.
No, I can't either, and I just think, obviously, a home game for Brisbane Broncos, they're going to be firing. And I think they'll be disappointed with how many tries they let in on the weekend with the Raiders. So I think they're going to be tightened up in defence, their main focus defence. And with their attack, it's just going to be too good for the Eels. And with those players out, especially Rory Owen, I was so impressed with her this season. And I'm so disappointed, obviously, she's got injured, and I hope she's going all right. But, yeah, I think her carries and her strength and even agility around the centre, I think they're missing that. And Casey Tohi, she's a miss as well.
Yeah, she certainly is. And my matchup for this one is the New South Wales fullback, Abby Church. She's taking on the Queensland fullback, Tamika Upton. I'm tipping the Broncos. You are too, Mads. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Can't wait to watch that. But I think, like you said, the Broncos have been known to try and keep Suncorp as their fortress. So I can't see the Eels cracking that one. Next up, we have the last game of the Saturday is the New Zealand Warriors versus the Canberra Raiders at FMG Stadium in Hamilton, which I'll be watching because we play them the following week. So that'll be very, very exciting. Key matchup here, Taisha Ikanasio, the centre for the Warriors, who's been great. Like you said, didn't give up on that play where she scored that try. I thought that was super impressive. Gets her all her yardage work done versus Mackenzie Wiki. She's a young gun as well. She's already played for the Kiwi Ferns, but yeah, just looking for a little bit from her this weekend as well. So I know the Warriors are 3 wins this season compared to the Raiders having none. It seems the easy option here would be to pick the Wars, but I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to say that the Raiders are going to get on the board this weekend, and I'm going to tip the Raiders.
Nice. That's good. I think it's, like they've been a little bit inconsistent. They have good wins. But then the following week, I think they stay on the high and they forget that they need to keep winning. So at home game, I think hopefully they can get a win at their home because I know their last game they lost at their home. So it's going to be a tight one. Raiders want to win. So it's anyone's game, I reckon. It's going to be a tight one. But there's some players that have played for Raiders as well. And then obviously, it's going to be a good matchup. I'm going to go for the Warriors.
Oh, perfect. Love this. I love when we go opposites. It just creates a bit of tension. I love it. Next up, we have the Sydney Roosters versus the Newcastle Knights. This is in Gosford, so it'll be the Roosters home game, but close for the Knights. First play third. The Chooks haven't lost a game, and the Knights are 5 on the trot at the moment, only having dropped 1 to the Bulldogs in round 1. So this will be a very, very tight game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a great matchup for the Knights. Obviously, these are 2 quality teams, and Newcastle Knights have had experience in grand finals. We all know that. So I think, but without Tamika Upton there, it'll be good to see how they are against a top quality team, number 1 on the ladder for a reason. So, it's going to be a good one. I am still going to be picking Roosters, though. They're just looking unstoppable.
Yeah, they certainly are. And 2 of the best halfbacks go head-to-head here. And Jessie Southwell versus Taryn Aiken. I'm going to go the Roosters as well. I just think they're too good at the moment. And obviously we know the success that the Newcastle Knights have had. They won a couple of premierships in a row in 2022, 2023.
Yep.
But 2024, the Sydney Roosters knocked them off. And at the moment, they just look too good. So it's the Chookies for me. The last game, I've completely missed the one before that, though. Thanks for that, Mads. The first game on Sunday, wow, Jada, you would think I had a big weekend. I did not. The first game on the Sunday before the Newcastle Knights take on the Sydney Roosters. See, I was just excited, first play
about my Dragons.
I was excited, Mads. I was excited. The West Tigers take on the St. George Illawarra Dragons at Allianz. Oh, my God, take the wheel, Mads. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I really hope the Dragons, with Tegan Barry back in the team and Ray Sam with experience back in their connection with their halves as well. Obviously, if I'm not going to be there, it'd be disappointing as well for myself not playing, but I was replacing Racine and she got suspended. So, and then with the middles, hopefully, there's going to be some good matchups there with Salah, Tokatiki and Madison Mulhall. So I think, hopefully with a flashback at the back, Tegan Berry, it will be good. Obviously, we had Tyra at the back. She's never played fullback before, and that was a little bit of inexperience as well, and she was learning on the go that week. So, just a bit of more experience in the team as well. But, look, I'm going to stick with my Dragons. I think West Tigers have those struggles as well, and it's going to be a good matchup. So, yeah. Yeah,
as you said, Tegan Berry and Racine McGregor will be back, and I think there's just too much pace the ball playing will be too good from your Dragons, Mads. So I'm tipping the red V as well. Sorry, I missed that.
Thank you.
I know. She was doing these ones. She was tapping on the table trying to tell
Dragons.
me not to forget. So yes, I'm tipping the red V.
Yes,
Mads.
thank you
You're
for
welcome. You're welcome. I just had
Let's
to change
go, girls.
that. Last game of the round, the North Queensland Cowboys versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go for Cowboys. I think they're coming off that win, and at home, they're obviously always play good at home, and they want to do their fans proud. So with the Bulldogs, I don't know where they're sitting at the moment. They're a bit confusing. Got to wait on the news for Taylor Preston. If she's out, massive loss of their kicking game and their direction as well. So it's going to be interesting, but yeah, I'm going to go to the Cowboys.
Ooh, I'm going to go the Cowboys as well, but my key matchup here is a little bit of a weird one because I'm going to say the Cowboys if they start Crystal Blackwell at fullback.
Yeah.
I think you can't wait until halftime to finally unlock your attack. So it's the Cowboys for me, but I'm biased. My key matchup here, Andy Robinson, who has been great for the Bulldogs, even when they've gone through some tough losses as well. So Andy Robinson against Crystal Blackwell. We'll see if these Cowboys keep running these weird plays where at halftime they change their fullback. Very interesting. That's all we've got time for today, though, Mads, and some really exciting footy to come in round 7. Jeez, it's been a tough day for me in the office today. As soon as I missed that one, I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be a long week.
Maybe she's nervous on the comeback this weekend.
That's a secret. We don't know that. No, but it's been a blast, Mads. It has been a blast. So thanks for listening in. And if you've liked this episode, make sure to leave a comment.